Hey everyone, it's Marie here again, and I get to show you the December Glimmer kit from Spellbinders. So if you're excited for this kit, make sure you give the video a thumbs up, like, and subscribe if you haven't already, and let's get started. So the kit this month are some of these really fun frames. You can kind of mix and match them. You have a bottom piece and a top piece. A few of these top pieces have some script on the top. One says happy birthday and one is a thank you. So you can make some happy birthday and thank you cards. A few of the other tops of the frames have just some different flowers on them and things, so you can definitely mix and match these up. There's also the sentiment that says just for you, so you could add that along with all of these frames and make cards for Christmas, birthday, thank you, all occasions. So this is a really great set that you can use all year long. I'm going to be making a card that has a little bit of a Christmas vibe to it, but it doesn't necessarily have to be Christmas because the sentiment is just so general. I'm using the Glimmer frame here that has the roses on it. I thought that one was really pretty. I'm going to use that with just some gold foil. So when I'm adding my foil plates, I like to get them in place and tape them down. And this frame is kind of easy to see where you want it to be. So I'm putting my foil down first, putting my frame on top, and then I'm taping it in place. Since you have the top and the bottom that kind of connects together, I want to make sure those pieces are where they're supposed to be so that they're connecting, and when I foil them, they make a perfect frame on my card front. So I've run that through my Glimmer and my Spellbinders to push that foil into my card front. I'm pulling off these hot plates with my magnetic little tweezers or tongs here, and I'm just going to pull up the foil, and you can see how pretty this frame is foiled onto some cardstock. Now, if you don't do anything else but just add the sentiment, this would be a beautiful card all on its own. But I wanted to add some color, so I'm doing some ink blending. I'm using my regular Distress inks, and I'm just going to go ahead and start to build up color. Now I do want the whole background to be a very vibrant red, so I'm going to be doing a lot of ink blending to get a really nice coverage with your ink. You do have to put some time into it. Take your time just adding that color and building up the colors. And I'm adding 3 different shades of red on top of here, so I'm really building up that color slowly. So the way I like to ink blend is I just start off of my paper and then I blend onto my paper with small circles, and you don't have to push very hard. I do tend to be a little bit heavy-handed when I'm ink blending, but you really don't have to push hard. You just want to be patient and build up that color slowly. So the 3 colors of red that I'm using is Candied Apple, and that's the one I put down first. Then I'm coming on right now with some Barn Door, and my 3rd color that you'll see is the Aged Mahogany. Now I put the Candied Apple, which is the lightest red color, on the whole background, covered the whole thing with it. The Barn Door and the Aged Mahogany is just going to be on the edges, and I'm just going to do that around the outside of the frame. And once I get all of my colors on, I'm going to go back and go over it again with my Candied Apple and just make sure I get a really nice coverage. Sometimes when you're ink blending, it might look a little splotchy at first, but that ink will kind of soak into the paper if you're using your dye inks, and it'll kind of even out after a little bit. So give it a little time if you're not feeling too sure about it. Maybe if it doesn't look great, walk away, come back and see what it looks like after a little bit of time. It may have evened out, or you might just want to continue ink blending and put some more ink on there. So I've got my ink blending all done. I'm going to go ahead and splatter some gold onto the outsides with a Nuvo Midas Touch glitter brush pen. And I'm just picking up some of this color. I like to squeeze it out onto my craft mat, pick it up, and then flick it onto my card using the cap. Now I'm trying to keep a lot of the splatters on the outside of this frame so that the inside can be open and I can put my sentiment in there, and it'll just give a lot more shine to the outside of my little frame here. Now, as you're done flicking your gold onto here, you're going to want to let it dry a little bit. So I did set it aside so it could dry, And then while it was drying, I went ahead and I glimmered my sentiment, the little sentiment that came with the kit. It says, "Just for you." And then I glimmered that with the same gold foil that I used for my frame, and I cut it out. It's got a little coordinating die that comes with the kit, so I went ahead and did that while my gold was drying, and that worked out perfectly so that I could get this dried while I was working on the other parts of the card, and then I was able to just move along with putting this card together. But you can see all of that gorgeous sparkle on top of that red ink blending, and I think it looks really great. So here's the sentiment that I was telling you about. I'm just going to add it to the front of my card with a little bit of foam adhesive. I'm just using some foam circles from my stash. I have an adhesive drawer that I just randomly grab a foam adhesive from just to stick onto my cards. And I'm going to go ahead and put that right onto my card front. Now, I did go ahead and trim down this card front a little bit smaller than my A2 size card. That way, when I put it onto my card base, I'll get a little bit of a border from my card base, and I'm going to pop it up on foam adhesive as well. And just to finish off this card, I had a little die from another Spellbinders die set that had a bow in it, and I really liked this little bow die. I've been putting it on a lot of different things. So I went ahead and I cut it out with some gold paper, just added it to the bottom of this sentiment, and that finished the card. So I hope this gives you a great look at the December Glimmer kit from Spellbinders. I have links down below as usual. You can hop over to my blog for more photos and descriptions, or check out the links of products I've used. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe, like, comment, share, tap that bell for notifications, and just do all the things. And I'll catch you guys next time. Bye!